From this alone, news of a weird first-year girl spread throughout the school more instantly. Within a month, there was not a single person who didn't know who Suzumiya Haruhi was. Fast forwarding to May, people still may not have known who the principal was, but Suzumiya Haruhi was a household name. So, with all this stuff going on, and Haruhi always the cause, May arrived. Though I personally think that destiny is even less believable than the Loch Ness Monster. If destiny at some unknown place is actively influencing human lives, my wheel of fate had probably begun to turn. Conceivably, in some remote mountain, there was probably some old guy who was rewriting my destiny. After the Golden Week holiday, I walked to school, not sure what day of the week it was. The unnaturally sunny May weather blasted onto my skin and made me soaked with sweat. The steep hill didn't seem to end either. Just what is it the Earth wants? Is it suffering from yellow fever or something?
Hey, Kyon.
From behind, somebody clapped me on the shoulder. It was Taniguchi. His blazer hung slovenly on his shoulders, his necktie was wrinkled and skewed to one side.
Where did you go for Golden Week?
I took my little sister to see my grandma in the countryside.
How dull.
Fine, what did you do then?
Part-time all the way.
You don't look like that kind of person.
Kyon, you are in senior high now. Why do you still bring your little sister to see your grandpa and grandma? You gotta at least look like a senior high student.
By the way, Kyon would be me. My aunt was the first to call me that. A few years ago, my long-time no-see aunt suddenly said to me, "My goodness, Kyon, you've grown so big." My sister thought it was funny and also started to call me Kyon. After that, the rest is history. My friends, upon hearing my sister calling me Kyon, decided to follow her lead. From that day on, my nickname became Kyon. Damn it, my sister used to call me Oni-chan! It's a tradition in my family to have a cousin gathering during Golden Week, I answered as I climbed the steep hill. The sweating sensation made me feel uncomfortable. Taniguchi, long-winded as always, boasted how he had met some cute girls at his workplace, and how he planned to use the money he saved to go on dates and such. Frankly, topics like what dreams people have, or how amazing or cute someone's pet is, are in my book some of the dullest topics in the world. As I listened to his date schedule, apparently he wasn't stopped by a little problem such as how no one was going with him, we arrived at the school gate. Haruhi was already sitting behind my seat staring at the outside when I entered the classroom. She had two bun-like hair clippers on her head. I guess today is Wednesday. After sitting down, for some reason, which I do not know, the only explanation being I was going nuts, I found myself once again talking to Suzumiya Haruhi. Do you change your hairstyle each day because of the aliens? Like a robot, Suzumiya Haruhi turned her head slowly towards me and stared at me with her dead serious expression. It was pretty scary, actually.
When did you notice?
Her tone was so cold that it was as if she were talking to a rock on the side of the road. I paused for a while to think about it. For a while.
Really?
Haruhi put her chin on her palm, looking irritated. At least that's what I think, because you look and feel different to me every day. This is the first time we had a proper conversation.
For color, Monday is yellow, Tuesday is red, Wednesday is blue, Thursday is green, Friday is gold, Saturday is brown, and Sunday is white.
Hey, I can sort of understand what she's trying to say. Then that means if we use numbers to represent the color, Monday is 0 and Sunday is 6, right?
That's correct.
But shouldn't Monday be 1?
Who asked for your opinion?
Yeah, right. Seemingly unsatisfied by my answer, Haruhi scowled at me. I just sat there uncomfortably and let time slip by.
Have I seen you somewhere before? A long time ago?
Don't think so. After I answered, Okabe-sensei lightly entered the classroom and our first conversation ended. Even though our first conversation is nothing to write home about, this could become the changing point I've been looking for. Then again, the only chance I had to talk to Haruhi was the bit of time before homeroom session. She's usually not in the room during recess. But, as I sit in front of her, I am fairly certain that my chances of talking to her are far greater than those of others. But the thing that shocked me the most is that Haruhi actually answered me properly. I originally thought that she would go like, "You are annoying, moron, shut up, whatever." I guess that I'm just as crazy as her for actually finding the guts to go and talk to her. Therefore, when I came to school the next day and discovered that instead of tying 3 ponytails, Haruhi had cut her long and slender hair short, I felt quite depressed. The waist-length hair had been shortened to shoulder length. I mean, even though the hairstyle does suit her, she cut her hair the day after I talked to her about it. She is obviously looking down on me. What the hell? When I asked for a reason, however,
No reason.
she answered with her trademark irritated tone, but didn't show any sort of special expression. She was not going to tell me the reason, but I expected that, so that's alright. Did you really try to join all the clubs? From that day on, talking to her using the bit of time before homeroom session became my daily routine. Of course, if I didn't try to start the conversation, Haruhi would show no sign of reaction. Another thing is that if I tried to talk to her about how last night's TV show was, or how the weather is, she would deem those as idiotic topics, and she would just ignore me. Knowing that, I carefully picked the conversation topics whenever I talked to her. Is there a club that's more fun than the others? I'd like to consider joining some myself.
None. Absolutely none.
She emphasizes this again, then slowly lets out a deep breath. Is she sighing?
I thought that high school would be a bit better. In the end, it's the same as mandatory education. Nothing changes at all. Looks like I joined the wrong school.
Miss, what criteria did you employ when you decided which school to attend?
Sports clubs and cultural clubs are all the same. If only there were some unique clubs in school.
Well, what gave you the right to decide if other clubs are normal or not?
Shut up. If I like a club, then it's unique. Otherwise, it's plain.
Really? I knew you'd say that. She turned her face away in annoyance, marking the end of this day's conversation. Another day. I overheard something the other day. It's not something important anyway, but did you really dump all of your boyfriends?
Why do I need to hear this from you again?
She brushed her hair by her shoulders and stared at me with her bright black eyes. God, other than being expressionless, this angry expression seems to appear most often on her face.
Did that Taniguchi tell you? God, I can't believe I'm in the same class as that idiot, even after I graduated junior high. He's one of those stalking psychos, is he?
I don't think so.
I don't know what you heard, but it doesn't matter. Most of them are true anyways.
Isn't there someone out there that you want to have a serious relationship with?
Absolutely no one!
Total dismissal seems to be her motto.
Every single one of them is a moron. I just can't engage in any serious relationship with them. Each one of them would ask me to meet him at a train station on Sunday. Then for sure we would go to the movies, amusement park, or to a ball game. The first time we would eat together, it'd always be a lunch date, then we'd rush off to a cafe to drink tea. At the end of the day, they'd always say, "See you tomorrow."
I don't see anything wrong with that, I thought personally, but I didn't dare say that out loud. If Haruhi says it's bad, then it must be bad for her.
Then without fail, they would confess over the phone. What the hell? This is a sober subject. At least tell me face to face.
I can sympathize with those guys. Making such an important confession to someone who looks at you like you're a worm would probably make anyone feel uneasy. They lost their nerve just from seeing your expression. I'm imagining what those guys were thinking as I respond to Haruhi. You're right. I'd probably ask the girl out and tell her directly.
Who the hell cares about you?
What the? Did I say something wrong again?
The problem is, are all the boys in this world such dim-witted creatures? I've been agitated by this question since junior high.
Now it's not any better, is it? Then, what kind of boy would you consider interesting? Is it going to be aliens after all?
I'm fine with aliens or similar things as long as they're not human. Be they male or female.
Why do you always insist on something other than humans? When I blabbed that out, Haruhi looked at me with disdain.
Because humans are no fun at all!